Welcome to the JpeG podcast. I'm your host, Greg, and
I am Jerry.
And it is March 22nd, 2016. Welcome back for episode 4.
Welcome back.
I got it right this time. I didn't say 3 instead of 4.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I'm getting the hang of it.
So,
yes.
let's get it started.
Let's do it. You were telling me about the RRS Bodie McBoatface.
RRS Bodie McBoatface is a boat that basically the people that had created this boat have decided to let the internet name it. And
Smart.
thus you get Bodie McBoatface.
Now, do you know when they opened it up for voting?
I don't know when they opened it up for voting, but I know that this is supposed to be operational in like 2019.
And it's an Antarctic research ship?
Yeah, Antarctic research ship. And the designs for it look really cool. I mean, it looks like a really neat ship.
So when I first saw it,
yeah,
there was a lot of yellow, white, and red.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, McDonald's? Is that what they're going after? McBodie face?
Get it right. It's McBoatface.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Well, it's supposed to carry 90 scientists and support staff, so it's kind of like a big deal, but I still don't know why they left it up to the internet to name. And it's kind of been making its rounds all over Facebook and stuff like that.
I love that, actually. The last thing that I can remember that was similar to that was Colbert. Do you remember when they were naming the treadmill in the space station?
No.
Like 4 years ago?
Did not hear about that. What
yes,
is this?
Yes, sir.
I am intrigued.
They were naming a treadmill in the International Space Station.
Uh-huh.
And Colbert got his Colbert Nation to cast their votes.
What was the end result?
It's called, I guess the thing is called Treadmill with Vibration Isolation Stabilization.
Oh my gosh, that is the longest name anyone could ever decide to create.
The official name is the Combined Operational Load-Bearing External Resistance Treadmill.
Okay.
Take the first letter of each of those words and you get Colbert.
No way.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Combined Operational Lead-Bearing External Resistance Treadmill.
So there's a treadmill named Colbert.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome.
That's very cool.
I didn't know about that.
The name, according to Wikipedia,
yeah,
the name of the treadmill came about due to naming contest that NASA held for what became the Tranquility Module. Comedian TV personality Stephen Colbert used the show The Colbert Report to encourage his viewers to write in for the new name.
Wow. I applaud you, Sir Colbert.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's very cool.
I hope something similar happens with this RRS Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah.
I mean, I really hope it comes to fruition because this would be hilarious to have on the side of a boat.
I mean, it's going to. It looks like.
I think they're going to pass it. Yeah, it's like a 200 million pound, so British pounds, cost polar research vessel. And they're leaving it up to us to name. And so far, this is what has come forward.
The British guy apologized for crashing the naming site, but he stands by the name and he says it's awesome.
I applaud all of those people involved.
Me too. If I knew about it, I would have voted for it.
Oh, speaking of kind of up and coming tech, there's the new Tesla Model 3.
So awesome. I'm very excited for it, even though I'm not going to get one.
Why not?
I'm not just going to... I can't afford a new car like that.
Come on.
No, Jerry, no.
No, but really, the Tesla Model 3, it's going to be affordable, Greg.
I know. It's going to start at $35,000.
That's what they're saying. And it could cost as little as $25,000. I feel like that's without a steering wheel and wheels.
I think the idea behind that is that you get so many government incentives for having an all-electric vehicle. It could come about to like $10,000.
Either way, I'm excited for it. Because
yeah.
I want to see what it looks. I mean, first of all, the Tesla Model S that's out right now. That's a beautiful car. I constantly see them on the road.
I'll throw my hat in that ring and say, yeah, it is beautiful.
And the fact that you get like what is it, like a 25-inch or 27-inch sideways screen for your center console,
like a vertical tablet.
Is insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that's crazy. Obviously, it's like super high tech and it has all the super awesome bells and whistles, but it looks sleek at the same time.
I can't get over how the door handles become flush with the car.
That's a cool feature.
It's so awesome.
And the trunk and the boot are completely empty. I think that's funny.
You have 2 trunks.
2 trunks.
2 boots.
2 boots.
A trunk and a boot. Have you seen the videos of people accelerating in insane mode?
No.
Of Teslas?
There's such thing?
Yeah. It's literally called insane mode.
Insane mode.
Yeah.
Tesla insane mode?
Yep. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find cameras of inside the cars of people accelerating from 0 to 60.
Oh, I see their facial reactions.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck?
This is funny. Drag times. So basically they just go from 0 to 60 and
in insane amounts of time.
That's crazy.
Like they outrun Ferraris and stuff.
That's cool. Well, I mean, if you think about it, not to get too in depth with all this car stuff, but there's no engines and all that stuff that you have to like go through, right? It's just kind of immediate power. It's not like
Correct.
lag or anything like that.
Correct. It's a lot more efficient in that it doesn't have to wait for an explosion to happen and then travel up tubes and to transfer into the wheels and then the wheels spin. It's just like
yeah,
it's just on.
Oh, I love that sound. It's amazing. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I'm watching one where it's just this lady is holding onto the roof of the car, which somehow will help her from feeling less scared.
Oh, from it? Like...
Yeah. No, she's literally putting her hands up and touching the roof of the car.
There was this. I saw one where this girl was on her like phone in the back seat.
Yeah.
And as soon as the guy hit it, it flew out of her hand against the back seat and slowly slid down because it was so much force exerting on it.
That's amazing. Well, with all that said, I hope that the new one brings just as much fun and excitement for the auto industry.
Is this supposed to be like a Civic size, Corolla size kind of thing?
That's what I've been hearing. Is that it's a Civic, Corolla, a little smaller than a Camry size.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I think it's like kind of like my car. I have a Volkswagen Jetta. And it's a pretty considerable size. I mean, the back seats are comfortable and they're not, too cramped. I'm not crushing my knees against the front seats. So yeah, I think it'll be nice.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to that whole revolution because Chevy's coming out with a Bolt now, not just a Volt.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
The Chevy Bolt?
Yes, sir.
Wow. What's so special about that versus the Volt?
It's just a different size, like style car. So it's more of like a hatchback.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like a wagon kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is almost compared to like the Scion XA style car, like they used to have, kind of that weird 4-door hatch type thing.
Like a little hot hatch kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to explain it.
That's kind of cool. I mean, at least the one that I'm looking at is very futuristic looking and it has a big screen in the middle.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a common theme.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah. Which it kind of brings me to an, questioning, what about driving at night? Obviously there's going to be dimming functions for the screen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But how distracting is that going to be while you're driving? Which I don't own a Tesla, so I have no idea what it can or can't do. But I'm sure it compensates for the darkness. But still.
I think probably it'll have like control in place where if the car is going above 15 miles an hour or whatever, you can only do
certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it'll only display certain things, I imagine. I'm just making this up at the top of my head, but that would be smart to me if I was designing a Tesla. But yeah, late 2017, those will ship.
That's awesome.
But you can pre-order.
Yes.
In a week?
You can. On March 31st, the reservations will go live. And I believe today they were kind of discussing some options or the way you can reserve the car. It's kind of neat. Just the fact that they have reservations for a car right now is the way of the future, I think. Just like video games and stuff. You can reserve it.
I think I was reading if you go to the store, there's one in Tyson's.
Right.
You can order a day before than you would be if you were to order online. You can start ordering online April 1st.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, get in line there. You'll get a better shot at getting one if you're there early when it opens. So
that's kind of cool.
It's treating it like a device release.
Seriously. And then you got Microsoft right next to it, which has constant releases like this for their games, like Halo and stuff like that. So it's like
Dance Party Revolution Fever.
Oh my gosh, like number 10?
Yeah.
How many of those are there?
There's probably 10 of each franchise, and there's probably 4 franchises.
I couldn't keep up after high school.
I tried.
There were so many.
I got to connect with my 360, and I don't remember the game. It wasn't really a DDR type game. It was more of like a
move your whole body.
Yeah, the camera made sure that you were doing the moves.
I mean, I saw that in Tyson's, and I just never really got into it because I didn't want to like move my whole body around
in front of people.
In front of people, yeah.
You do it like in front of the mirror.
Exactly. Yeah. Shh! Don't tell
anyone. I won't. Anyone.
But I did notice last time when I was at the Tesla store and I asked the guy about the Model 3, it was kind of like when I used to work at Apple and people would ask me about, hey, when's the iPhone 10 coming out?
And you're like, I don't fucking know. I'm just like a shill employee. Like,
yeah. I asked him, I was like, hey, do you have any info on the new Model 3 that's going to be coming out? He's like, no, just keep checking the website. I was like, sorry, I was the 900th person that asked you today.
You should have known.
You
should have known.
Sorry, guy.
Tell me about the TV you're watching.
Yes. So Stephanie got me hooked on the TV show The 100. And right now, in order to see all of the original beginning episodes of this show, you have to watch kind of from the beginning on Netflix.
Okay.
And the rest on Hulu, I think. Kind of all of the most recent episodes will be on Hulu. But the basis of the show is that the Earth is dying or has died. And since then, we kind of created a space station that is called the Ark. And that's how humans are surviving. And so it's basically kind of the journey of surviving on the Ark. And basically the 100 stands for some of the kids that are sent back down to Earth. And so there's kind of a whole story built off of that. They were sent down there to see if the Earth was livable again. So
they're sending children to do that.
And that's where the controversy lies in the whole show, is that I don't think that everyone on the ship knew that they were going to send children down to do this.
Right.
But they were criminals, which is kind of another spin on the whole thing.
The kids were?
Yeah, the kids. So they're like delinquents.
So they're like 12 to like 17?
No, they're more like, I would say late high school, early college, if not above college.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like in their late teens, so 20s and stuff like that.
That's a little less fucked up.
Yes, but still. I mean, they're all kids to those people in the space station, and they sent them down there to see if the Earth was survivable. And so that's kind of where the whole adventure starts. And, you know,
it sort of sounds like Battlestar Galactica. Did you ever watch that?
I only watched a few episodes, but I never really got into it.
It's just similar in that, like, there's a few giant ships that humankind is on.
Yeah.
And they've left, like, their planet, so...
Because it's
it
like
reminded me of that.
Unlivable or something like that?
I think so, or I think the Cylons, which were the robots that they created, ended up destroying their planet.
Gotcha.
So...
They had to leave.
Yeah, I mean, well, they didn't want to die.
Right. So...
is that on... What channel is it on?
I don't know. I want to say maybe ABC
or
something like that. Possibly. I don't know what the 100.com. I think it's the CW. I'm sorry, the CW. So it's part of the CW called the 100. Let me read off the description that it has for the show. It says, when nuclear Armageddon destroys civilization on Earth, the only survivors are those of the 12 international space stations in orbit at the time. 3 generations later, the 4,000 survivors living on space, the arc of linked stations, see their resources dwindle and blah, 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 blah. So stuff like that.
Cool.
I don't want to get too much further.
No. I will say before we move on that the CW has stepped up their game.
They have.
The Arrow.
Yes.
Or Arrow and The Flash.
I haven't seen either of those shows because I need to get through this in order to start watching those.
I've seen the first couple seasons of Arrow and I loved it. I don't know why we stopped watching it. There's so many shows, but The Flash is cool too from what I've heard. And it's the same people, so it can't be terrible.
Yeah. It looks cool. It looks really, really cool. There's just so many really, really good shows that are coming out. Like you said, I think there's a lot of stations that are stepping up their game as far as what kind of content they're pushing out.
Well, they're seeing that like long shows with arcs and stuff offer a lot more money,
right,
and a lot more freedom to tell a full story,
right,
than like a movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think shows like The Wire and Breaking Bad and things like that really opened the door and showed people.
Oh, totally.
You can do this.
Great show, by the way, Breaking Bad. It's sad. I never really got to finish it. I was really close. No, but because of the whole internet and Facebook and everything, it ruined it for me. I knew it happened.
Oh, really?
Even though I didn't finish it, yeah. I mean, it was blasted. People, as soon as like the finale episode came out, it was just blasted all over the place.
Well, now you know the zebras come to town and take it over with the coyotes.
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What do you got on the Android side of the house?
Okay. So we were talking about the Galaxy S7 last week.
Yeah.
Got a little more details on that. It's officially been rated IP68.
Greg, what does that mean?
I'm glad you asked, Jerry. IP is for ingress protection.
Wow.
It's how they rate waterproofness.
Uh-huh.
6 is the highest level you can get for dust protection.
Go on.
So no dust will go in. You remember back like when you had your flip phones and stuff, you get like dust particles and crap in like the view screen. You couldn't do anything, and you're like, how the hell did they get in there?
That's so frustrating.
I know. That won't happen here.
Wow.
Yeah. And 8 is like very good for water. It's not the best, but it's very good. And that's why you saw Lil Wayne pouring champagne on it.
Yeah, if you missed last week's episode, I kind of questioned and was like, hey, there's a picture of Lil Wayne pouring wine on a phone. Is that the phone you're talking about?
Yeah, it was.
It was. You dog, you.
Yeah, and you know, this guy, I came across a video where this guy put his S7 in a washing machine and ran it on a cycle for 45 minutes. It was in water.
Wow.
And it was fine when he brought it out.
That's amazing.
It's so cool.
So, if you decide to leave it in your pantaloons,
you're probably all right, buddy.
Probably fine.
Or if, you know, the old cliche where you're at a pool party, some buster pushes you in the pool.
Oh, what a buster.
Oh, you're probably all right. Just clean off the chlorine, because apparently the chlorine will eat away at the seals.
I'm assuming also salt water. So
yeah, absolutely.
Probably don't want to do that. Okay.
So just rinse it off with fresh water after you're done.
Right.
You know, dipping it in the pool or ocean.
Right.
There's also a rumor.
Okay.
HTC.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
HTC.
Yeah.
The phone maker and other devices.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that they've signed on to make the next 3 Nexus devices.
Okay. So HTC pairing up with whatever.
Google.
Okay.
For those that don't know,
yes,
the Nexus devices are an annual release in November of generally phones, sometimes tablets, with pure Android. And the way it works is that a lot of phone manufacturers and tablet manufacturers get Android and they customize it till it's not even recognizable sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So pure Android is a beautiful thing in my opinion. It's
gorgeous.
Oh, it runs fast. It's clean. There's no bloatware.
Bloatware.
Yeah.
Please tell me what this bloatware means.
Oh, geez.
It's a great sounding name.
Well, bloatware is garbage apps that you'll never use.
Okay. For example, Flappy Bird. Wait.
No. It's like redundant apps. Like a lot of phone manufacturers like Samsung, they'll put like their version of Google Notes or their version of Gmail, their email client.
Sure.
You know, Verizon themselves like to put on like their own apps and things like that.
For like backing up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or what have you.
VZ Navigator.
Yeah.
Like you'll ever use that?
That's annoying.
You'll never use it. That's bloatware. That crap.
Okay.
So you never get that on the Nexus devices.
That's awesome.
And that's why I like to get them.
And you have the Nexus
5X.
5X right now.
Yeah.
And what size screen is that?
I believe that's a 5.5.
5.5. Okay. So that's comparable to like the iPhone 6, not the 6S Plus or the 6 Plus or
Definitely
whatever?
not 6 Plus. No.
Okay.
Yeah. But there was a 6P that came out this year as well.
Right. That looked like a really big phone.
That's more 6 Plus territory.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
It's weird having a big phone like that, or even going, because like I had the 6.
Right.
And then I went to the 6S Plus. And jumping up the screen size, I just realized all the real estate that I was kind of missing out on.
Did you get used to it?
I did, like almost immediately. For me, it was like being able to see content that much more.
Because I got a Nexus 6 last year,
right,
which was 6 inches.
Oh, okay.
And I never got used to it. I had it for like 2 months. And I was just like, this is so big in my pocket. I can't take it.
That's the only gripe that I have, is that it's huge in my pocket. Like right now, it's not going to fit in my pocket. That's why it's on the table.
Well,
you know, these pants are just too tight, this style, you know?
Oh my God.
You got to keep it with the style trends, you know? Keep the pants tight. against the thighs.
You could just wear sweatpants if you want to wear it in your pants.
No. I mean, you got to keep them cuffed down at the cankles. Okay? No, but really, it's hard to wear this. I mean, I understand the struggle that women have.
Absolutely. That's why it's in the back pocket all the time, which I don't understand.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
Don't.
Okay, because I will crush it and bend it. So
I don't think anybody should do it. I don't know.
No.
It scares me when I get like a little panic attack when I see women and they're like about to sit down and they have it in their back left pocket. I'm like, oh my,
excuse me,
please
ma'am.
No, dude.
Okay, Ethan. If any of you don't know what we were talking about Ethan and Hila.
Excellent pronunciation.
Thank you. I'm working on it. Actually spelt with an H at the beginning, but the H is silent.
Yes, sir.
Very silent. So it's Hila.
Yeah.
But we were talking about this kind of before we were starting the podcast. I kind of love how he calls his wife dude, and he's like, "Nah, dude."
Yeah, I mean,
a lot.
So I do that too, but
yeah, I think that's okay.
I think so too. It's fun and it's like endearing.
Yeah, it's endearing, and it's like you guys are best friends,
right?
You know, and that's
right.
kind of how it should be.
Exactly.
But I just think it throws a little bit of hilarity in just everyday mundane, normal conversation.
We'll be on the couch together or whatever, and I'll just say, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
Like when I don't know what she's like crocheting or like reading or something.
Has anyone else experienced that? I mean, tell us. Give us a comment or a like or whatever, please, because this would be funny to see if anyone else has kind of experienced this type of, you know, open conversation with someone, and you bust out the dude or bro or whatever. I think that's funny.
I should just start using bro on
I
her.
would use bro right away.
Doing?
Yo, bro, come on. You got to tell us how you react. Tell us how your significant other or friends, family react when you say bro or dude to them.
I might say to my dad, "Dude, what are you doing?"
I've never said anything like that to my parents.
I know, right? I'm like always like, "Yes, sir. No, sir."
Do you say sir?
No. I always found that weird,
yeah,
by the way.
I find it really weird. I've never even said that even if I was in trouble.
Right. I would go to my friend's house and they'd be like, "Yes, sir." I'd be like, "Oh, what?
Yeah.
Stop. What are you doing?"
Speaking of, have you ever cursed in front of your parents?
A lot more late.
That was a long pause, Greg.
So
long pause. Your little hesitation there.
Before I left my home, before I moved out, no.
Sounded like you ran away.
I did not. No.
Continue.
No, I moved out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I became a grown boy.
All right.
Before that, no.
Okay.
And then I would be out for a while, and then I'd come home and visit. And
yeah.
Be talking casually and be like, "Oh, I hate this shit when it does this," or whatever. And they just wouldn't react.
Right.
I think they're kind of like, "All right, whatever. He's an adult.
He can do what he wants."
They're probably like, "Oh, now we can talk the way we want."
Gregarious, come on. We taught you better, buddy.
We taught you better, buddy. What are you doing, little guy?
What about you?
I've never.
Just do it.
I've said crap. I've said hell. I've said everything else except for curse words.
You're not a major cursor, though.
I'm not, but I don't know.
It's not because you're not it's not because you're against it.
I mean, I'm a gangster.
You are a gangster. That's why you get the pistola in your hip over there.
You know? Wait, that's not my pistol. Greg, come on.
So tell me about the Apple Watch.
So Apple, apparently, last night, they released a new Apple Watch. Well,
they had the whole event yesterday, right?
Yeah, they had some sort of keynote type event thing. And there's like a new Apple Watch lineup. So the watch kind of has like a new watch band. It's like woven nylon in the band, which is kind of neat. If you go straight to their website, you can kind of see all the different types of bands that they have. And
iWatch.org.
Yeah, no, not at all. I don't.
.biz?
It's just apple.com.
Oh.
Sorry.
But the Watch Sport.
I see it.
The reason why we're talking about this, I recently broke my Apple Watch last week. Yeah. It dropped on my bathroom floor, which is tile. And glass and tile don't get along very well. So, thus resulting in a crack. Okay.
Crack $200 crack.
A lot of $200 crack. Yeah. So basically, they've come up with this really interesting woven nylon band, and it looks really cool. And there's like all, different colors. It's kind of neat.
It's almost like a basket weave kind of thing going on.
Yeah, almost. And they've got about 7 different colors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you go to like bands, it'll kind of show you.
There's a blue one.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of bands now, and they didn't used to have this kind of variety. And there's also one that's kind of like the watch that I'm wearing right now. It's kind of a leather.
I see it right now.
All right. It's called a classic buckle. The only one that they had that was compared to that was one by Hermes, like
That's the one I see now. Is that
the
not
fashion brand? No. How much is that one that you're seeing?
it? Hermes by
A lot.
loading.
Yeah.
Still loading.
Yeah.
All right. It's only $1,250.
So there you go. I mean, so for the band, just for the band, it was a lot of money. So now they've come up with this kind of affordable option, which is the classic buckle, and it comes in all these different colors. It's like it says traditional design of calf leather with stainless steel closure. And they've got like I want to say almost 10.
So they murder baby cows
Yeah, little calves.
for their leather.
All right.
Leather.
Yeah, for their leather, off of their leather jacket. Okay. But they have
leather jacket.
they have like a brown one that's kind of what I already bought off of Amazon. Sorry, Apple. But you guys didn't come out with it soon enough.
I would have bought my stuff from you, but sorry.
$20.
Oh, you know it's gonna cost $70 for apples.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know. How much is it?
It's $149.
You know it's gonna cost $149 for apples.
Yeah, but they've got all these really cool different colors, and it's kind of neat. They've got like a turquoise, a dark navy, gray, black, and like I said, brown, which looks really good if you've got like a stainless steel face on the watch, kind of
Right.
like the one I'm wearing.
Yeah.
So they've kind of, I guess, accommodated everyone, so you can't just like,
Real humble.
yeah, great.
Real humble, Jerry.
Thanks, Apple.
Do they have a new phone?
They do. The new phone that they just announced too. It's called like the Apple 5S something. 5SE, yeah. And that I didn't get too much info on it, but it's almost like the 5S that was out. Except now it's just kind of different. It's like a what is it? 5SE. So it's like a smaller 4 point something inch screen or something like that. I haven't 4-inch screen. So has all the bells and whistles that kind of the new phones have. So it gives you like an A9 chip and a 12 megapixel camera, stuff like that. But it also gets you like a smaller size. So if you think the iPhone 6 is too much, or the 6 Plus is too much, or 6S Plus or 6 or whatever is too much, you can kind of go for this like more affordable, and it comes with like 4 different colors, just like it does in the other ones. But anyway,
Cool.
kind of cool. Yeah. What do you have for gaming? I know that there's something that you want to tell everyone, Greg.
I finished Firewatch.
Great show, by the way. Continue.
Yeah, great show. Speaking of space and whatever.
Yeah.
But Firewatch.
Almost.
Firefly. Firewatch.
Yeah.
Excellent game.
Fantastic game.
Some people will argue that it's not a game just because it's more of an experience.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can see that.
There's not a lot of skill involved because you're just choosing responses and walking.
Okay.
There's no timing. There's no accuracy and things like that required, really.
Give everyone like a brief of kind of like what it is, just kind of like a gist.
So basically, it's sort of a narrative story where you choose answers.
Right.
And the answers you choose affect the outcome of the game somewhat.
Sure.
And it takes place in 1983.
Oh, really? I didn't know it took place in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or maybe 86.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's not current.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that makes it that much more nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
In some senses. Yeah.
Basically, your character takes a job as a fire watchman in a tower out in the middle of nowhere I guess they don't really tell you, but somewhere out west, and it's near Yellowstone actually.
Yeah, Yellowstone National Park.
Near Yellowstone.
That's right.
And you explore a little bit, and you start to connect with your boss, whose only connection with you is the CB radio you have.
Right.
And that's your only connection to anybody else anywhere else, unless you run into someone walking through the park randomly,
which may
or may not happen.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah.
So you stumble across a cave, and you chit chat with your boss, and you start to come across some funky stuff going on, and
right,
the game,
takes off from there.
And
that's kind of where I could see it being an experience. Because like you said, all your choices and the questions, not really questions, but the choices that you make next kind of can affect
right. And it's literally a back and forth, normal conversation with you and your boss for a lot of the game.
Right.
And, it's really cool. It's not super long. I finished it in one afternoon.
Yeah.
But it's really pretty. And
it has a great soundtrack, right?
It does. It's very good. That's good you brought that up, because the atmosphere is really nice.
Yeah.
Because it's beautiful.
Right.
It's just like you're in, out there near Yellowstone or something.
Yeah.
I would actually walk instead of run sometimes, just to
take your time.
Just to, experience
and take it in. Yeah.
Exactly.
It kind of places you in the environment.
Right.
And yeah, that's really cool.
It's really cool. And it's totally worth like $20.
Oh, was it? That's not bad.
No, it's great.
And I think I saw on the internet that there's some like Easter eggs that the developers threw in there too.
Yeah, I wasn't able to find any. I know you can find a turtle and keep it as a pet.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Were you not able to find the turtle?
I didn't know it existed until I finished it.
Okay.
I might go back and try to find some things like that.
I think it's really hard to find because it's super small.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I actually, speaking of wildlife, I didn't see any except for the deer in the very beginning when you're walking to the tower.
Oh, okay. Did you not see wasn't it a skunk? It was a raccoon.
Is there one?
Yeah. That was another one, I think.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah. And I guess I'm getting my info from the famous Markiplier guys. Markiplier on YouTube played this game all the way through, and he had like several different episodes of it. But yeah, it's weird to see everyone kind of go through a different experience with the game.
Right. And it does a really good job of building up tension and mystery.
Yeah.
And while it's like not a super fast game, I found myself like really engrossed in it and
right.
and
immersed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was starting to, feel stressed because of the situations that were happening.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, and the voice acting is amazing, and it's all around awesome.
And I heard that they did really well as far as their selling for the game and kind of the profit, not the profit, but basically the turnaround.
Yeah, they made all the money back from production in the first day.
Yeah.
And then they sold 500,000 copies in the first month.
Good for them.
And what's cool is there's a point at where you find a camera in the game.
Right.
And you can take pictures with them or with the camera.
Okay.
And then once you beat it, it displays the pictures and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I found out that later that you can go to the developer's website, submit your pictures that you took.
Yeah.
And then order them on print.
No way.
So physically, yeah.
Do they provide, so they just literally print it straight from their site? Or is it through another service or something like that?
I don't know the exact way it happens, but I think maybe you link your PSN account or something, and you can upload the pictures.
Cool.
For $15, they'll send you prints.
I think that in itself is kind of like an experience that you don't get from any other game.
I've never heard of something like that.
No.
That's really cool.
And that just kind of, for you guys listening, that sets kind of the tone as far as what this game gives you. The atmosphere and the experience in itself is so good that you can just make it into a picture that when you see it on your wall, you feel almost like it's real. Or like, I mean, obviously it's a made-up world or whatever, but it looks really immersive, I guess.
Yeah. And the conversation between the writing is excellent.
Yeah.
Because it's hilarious.
Right. It's
scary. And it's like human.
Right.
It's really good.
Awesome game.
Yeah.
Lastly, you have something on PlayStation Virtual Reality?
Yes, sir. PSVR was announced officially. Gosh. I mean, everybody knew about it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's going to come out in October.
I'm excited for it.
I know.
I'm curious to see what the final product for the actual equipment is that you have to wear.
It's a giant headpiece.
Okay.
It's out there. And it's gonna have another small box.
Right.
That connects to the back of the PS4, and you connect the VR to it.
Okay.
And it's going to cost $400.
Oh, geez. That's kind of high.
It is kind of high, but I might get it anyway.
Greg.
It's sold out on Amazon already.
Oh, it was already available on Amazon?
For pre-order.
No way.
Yeah. So they sold it out of their first, allotment.
Oh, my gosh.
They got another allotment today, and they already sold out.
No way. When did it come out? like today.
Well, it was available for pre-order, I think a week ago.
Sure.
And they just got another shipment in Amazon
Oh,
an
man.
allotment to permission to pre-order with.
Right.
And it already sold out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can they'll email you when it becomes available. That's crazy.
Word on the street is,
Yeah.
if you were listening to the earlier podcast, we talked about No Man's Sky.
Yes.
No Man's Sky, beautiful space shooter exploration game.
Gorgeous.
Rumor has it that's a launch title for PSVR.
Oh man.
Could you imagine flying through the cosmos and finding new animals and new creatures and just being in virtual reality for 100% of the time?
No.
Well, good, because you don't have to imagine it, because you could probably just experience it, mother trucker.
I think it's going to be great, though. Just looking at the equipment, it just looks really, really streamlined and slick.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
It's going to be awesome. People have been waiting for VR for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Because they were advertising it with Sega Genesis. They had the Nintendo game. What was it called?
Oh, I know what you're
It
talking
was
about.
all red.
Yeah.
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy. I saw that.
That was around for like a year, and then it just died.
It had like a tripod stand that you
Yeah.
put it on the table.
Yeah, and you're just like this. And you just game and on the table
The
with a
games
controller.
looked ridiculous.
Yeah. There was like 7 games total for it.
Right. I actually saw it. Speaking of last week's podcast, I talked about it briefly. I went to MagFest, and they had them there on display.
Really?
Yeah. Someone was actually selling it. One of the vendors was selling a Virtual Boy. I didn't see how much, but I was so tempted.
It only sold 770,000 units.
So that was pretty cool to even see one in person there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that much. So,
no.
for comparison,
Right.
the PS2, guess how many they sold?
How many?
155 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Just for comparison.
That
Over 155.
Well, they're making some strides.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. It's going to be really good.
Yeah. It's turning, especially Ace Combat as well. All the flying games. I want them all.
I want them all. I've always had Ace Combat, and I really, really love that game.
Yep.
And it still has that like arcadey type feel to
Yeah.
it. So I think
I love it.
it keeps it kind of, going forever.
Yep.
Timeless, as you would say.
Since we don't have arcades anymore. I guess Dave and Buster's, but
That's actually cool.
I haven't been to the new one.
I have. And just before we wrap this up, they have an amazing battle pod is what it's called.
The yellow circle? Is that what that is?
No. This is super different, but it's kind of like that. But this is a battle pod. So basically you sit in a cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Star Wars, that's why it's called the battle pod, is one of the games on this machine. And it's like a kind of circular screen that you're immersed in. And you have like a joystick and a throttle, and you fly and shoot your gun at all these different trials throughout the game. On the other side, they had a jet one where you flew like a futuristic fighter jet, and you were fighting against something to save the city or whatever. But it was awesome. It was super cool because I literally felt like I was in a jet, and you had to like tilt your head when you're spinning around and stuff like that. So it's really immersive.
I should go.
We have to go.
Let us go.
Let us go, and we'll report back.
Yes, we will.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah. We'll have a correspondent session where both of us are the correspondent.
Maybe we could vlog it even. I don't know.
What? Do you have a... But, yeah.
And to wrap it up, I think we will have to come back with another episode next week for you guys.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm not sorry. I'm excited about the next episode.
Me too. And I think we've got a lot of stuff kind of...
We got like a roadmap
that we really want to get some stuff out to you guys. So expect a lot of awesome things coming your way.
Yeah, not just podcasts.
Not just podcasts.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Media. Of all types.
But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been awesome. I think it's been a hilarious episode, to say the least. But this has been the JpeG podcast. I'm your host, Jerry.
And I'm Greg.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you next week.
Peace.